Joining me now, columnist for The Hill, Joe Concha, Fox News contributor, Rachel Campos-Duffy. Good to have you both with us. Rachel, let's start with the President of the United States has to be sleeping so much better now. Congress is gone. The Senate is gone. He is out of Washington for the rehabilitation, the refurbishment of the White House. And he knows, meanwhile, the Ways and Means Committee, writing tax law, getting things ready, the Senate Finance Committee working. Oh, wait a minute. None of those things are happening. I'm sorry. Why isn't the Congress and the Senate doing any kind of work on tax reform right now?
I think that work is getting done. I think there's a perception out there that because they're not in Washington, they're not working. The deals are getting done behind the scenes.
I should have known better than that.
Lou, last Friday, my husband was here in our district with Secretary Perdue, Secretary of Agriculture. They are working when they're home. The deals are getting done behind the doors. Phone calls are being done. I know my husband's working on a big flood bill. Those calls are being made.
Your husband is calling right now. Rachel, how could you say behind doors? How could you say that?
Well, you know what I mean. People have to call each other and get them on board. Just because they're not inside their office or inside. Yeah.
That's unfair of me. I admit it. It's unfair of me. It was unfair. Joe, do you feel better knowing that they're getting rested up for the big charge ahead? They've got 12 whole days of legislative activity ahead of them when they get back on October 1st.
You come across to me as the exact kind of Trump supporter that's out there right now that I see on Twitter, that I see in...
I take that as a high compliment.
I am saying it as an observation, no question.
No, I said compliment. You said observation.
Right. So the point is...
Well, let's track those together and figure out which is which.
It was a complimentary observation.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and that is that, let's say the failure on health care, for instance. You don't blame the president one iota. You put that on Congress.
Yes, I do.
Primarily,
you know why I do that? No, I'm silly.
Yeah,
I want to explain how silly I am.
But Lou,
no, please.
Wait a minute.
I started this,
Lou,
and then
House...
you can... No, you wait a minute, and then I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, Rachel.
But I began,
okay, fine,
and therefore
fair enough.
We're going to do, geez, Rachel. The fact of the matter is, Congress passed 60 times legislation to affirm their repeal of Obamacare. We can't get them to do it once now. The Senate also pledged to their voters that they would, in fact, repeal Obamacare. They wouldn't do that. So, yes, that's why I blame the U.S. Senate and the U.S. House of Representatives. Your turn, Rachel. And
Lou,
how did Joe get to be host of this show? I mean, I don't get it. Yeah.
Lou, we have had this discussion before. The House
Joe, not
passed
me.
a repeal. The House passed a repeal, and the Senate is not doing its job. So if you want my husband to sit around and wait for the Senate to do their job, we can do that to make you feel better. But my husband and his colleagues did their job, and you refuse to give them credit for it.
I think when they get back and they get tax reform done, I think that...
And at this rate, you guys are going to have this thing worked out by the time we get going.